So we've installed modding DLC pack 5. Now it's time to install our vehicles. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another LSPDFR video. And in today's video I'm going to be going through how to install ELS for Grand Theft Auto 5. Now before we get into the video, if you haven't already seen my previous video on how to install modding DLC pack 5, you may feel a little bit lost within this tutorial today. Quick recap, modding DLC pack 5 allows us to keep all of our add-on vehicles and all of our add-on weapons in one single place, rather than having to go into multiple different folders when we come to install stuff. So, if you haven't already checked that out, please be sure to do. I'll post a link in the video up above, and that way you can then catch up and see how I go about installing add-on vehicles for Grand Theft Auto 5. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. So first of all, you will want to download Script 5. So just Google Script 5, tap enter, and we want to download it from AB Software Development. It will give you the most recent release. Click on download, and then just save that somewhere you're going to remember, like your desktop. He says it's not commonly downloaded, it's just a false positive as of today's date, the 31st of May 2022. So we're going to keep that file, download that, and then next what you want to do is you want to go to, or you want to type in ELS LSPDFR. And you want to download something called Emergency Lighting System. And what this does is it allows us greater control over our lighting system. It allows more customized patterns and overall better lighting. So we're going to download that file, agree and download, and then again we're just going to download that and just save it somewhere such as the desktop. Anytime today please, thank you. So once they've downloaded, you will want to open up your Grand Theft Auto 5 main folder. So for me, mine is D, Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, Grand Theft Auto 5. For yourselves, it could be something like C, Program Files, x86, Steam Apps, Steam Apps, Common, Grand Theft Auto 5. So once that's open, we will want to open up the download called Script 5, and inside there'll be 3 files. We want to open up the bin folder, and all we want to do is drag and drop dinput8.dll, nativetrainer.asi, and scripthook5.dll from the download into GTA 5 main folder. And if it asks you to replace, you can click replace. If it's a first time installation, the files will just move over and you won't get that screen there. So once that is done, we can close Script 5 and remove that, so we don't need that anymore. And then open up the download called ELS. Open up, and then inside there'll be 3 files. Go to Installation Files, Grand Theft Auto 5, and again we want to drag and drop the folder ELS, advancedhook5.dll, els.asi and els.ini from the download to our Grand Theft Auto 5 main folder. And again, if it's a fresh install, it will just move the files over for you. And that is ELS installed. Next, what you want to do is just go into the ELS folder, go into pack default, and there'll be an XML file called police. You can delete that file, it's just an example file that comes with the download and won't actually do anything for us. Next, we want some ELS vehicles. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to LSPDFR.com, and then once that is loaded, we are going to find some ELS vehicles to download. So if you go to downloads and vehicle models, from here you will have pages and pages of vehicles, ELS, non-ELS, that allow you to download and install to your game. So we're looking for ELS compatible vehicles, so we're going to filter it by ELS vehicles, and that will now only show me ELS vehicles. So let's have a quick look through, see what we can find. There's a particular pack I'm going to look for. At the moment it's on page 2, I believe. Yes, here we go. Los Santos Police Traffic Pack Upgrade plus K9 Unit by Emergency Distributors. Now this pack is an amazing pack. Emergency Distributors make some amazing freeware and payware models. So we're just going to download that and save it to our desktop. And then once that has downloaded, so it'll take a few seconds to download.
A few moments later.
Okay, so the file has downloaded. So what we want to do next is we want to open up OpenIV, go to Grand Theft Auto 5 on Windows, and let that load up. Now, this is where things will split off. So again, if you haven't checked my installation video on modding DLC Pack 5, if you check out that video before this stage, you will understand what we are about to do. So, you want to go to Mods, Update, X64, DLC Packs. You want to look for a folder called Modding. So open up Modding, DLC RPF, X64, Levels, GTA 5, Vehicles, Vehicles RPF. And this is the location where we are going to install all of our add-on vehicles. Now, to save us having to do that again, through all the mods, update, X64, etc. Once we're in this folder, if you press favorites, add to favorites, you can then add vehicles to RPF to favorites. And that way, if you just need to get back there quite quickly, click on favorites, vehicles RPF, boom. We're exactly where we need to be. So, move OpenIV to one side, open up your download. Now, each download will be different and will contain different files. So for ours, we're going to open up LSPD Pack +9. So we've got our vehicles here, a Charger, Explorer, Tahoe and K9 Tahoe. And then inside ELS, we've got our XML files. So first of all, I'm going to open up Charger. And we're going to drag and drop police YFT.ytd and high YFT from the download into our vehicles to RPF file that's open in OpenIV. Now, you'll notice it's not letting me do that at the moment. And that's because we have not enabled edit mode. If you do not enable edit mode every time you load up OpenIV, you will not be able to modify the files, install or remove files. So, now that edit mode is enabled, you can see that it's got a little blue box around it. And that will enable me to drag and drop the files from my download here into vehicles.rpf. And once they're in there, if you would like to view the vehicle you've just installed, find a .yft file, open it up, and that will show us here the vehicle that we have just installed. So for this one, this is our Dodge Charger, which is a really nice looking car. So once you've done having a look, click on the little X and it'll take you back to the main screen here. And again, you'll notice that the vehicle is called Police. Now that means it will replace the vehicle in the police slot by default, which I believe is Grand Theft Auto's version of the Crown Vic. So again, go back to our download. We want to install our Explorer. So we'll open up Explorer and you'll notice that this one is called Police 2. And again, that will replace the vehicle currently sat in the Police 2 slot. So we just again drag and drop files from the download into vehicles.rpf in OpenIV. And again, if you want to have a look at your vehicle, find the one you've just installed, so Police 2, open up the .yft file, and here's our vehicle here. Lovely jubbly. So what you want to do next is once you've finished moving your files over, if you used to load up GTA 5 now, the vehicle's lighting systems would not work. And that is because we need to install the .xml files into our GTA 5 ELS folder. So what you want to do now is you want to open up your GTA 5 main directory again. Click on the folder called ELS. Click on the folder called Pack Default. And this is where we are going to install all of our XML files for the vehicles we've just installed. So open up your download. Go into the ELS folder. Some downloads it may be called different, but the actual contents will remain the same. So we've installed a charger, and you'll notice that the .xml file matches the name of the vehicle we've just installed here, which will then indicate to me that the lighting patterns will work for police, because we now have police.xml in our ELS folder. So if we was to load up now, the lighting would work on police, but it wouldn't work on police 2. And again, we need to make sure that we have the correct XML file in GTA 5 ELS Pack Default. Now that both police and police 2 XML are in our Pack Default folder, the lighting for the vehicles that we've just installed will work. So let's boot up GTA and let's have a look at what we've just installed. Okay, so we've loaded up into GTA 5. We want to have a look at the vehicles we've just installed. So if you're using the Rage console, press your console key. For me, mine is F4, the default key, and you want to type in spawn space and then the name of the vehicle you've just replaced. We've just replaced police, so again space, type in police, and that will then spawn one of our new vehicles. And that's it. You got your vehicle in here. You want to try out the lights. You press the lights key, but you only get a horn. Why do we only get a horn? Well, ELS actually separates your lights and your sirens, so you can run the lights with different siren tones, or you can run the lights only. So the lights get moved to the J key, and the siren gets moved to keys 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now some vehicles have multiple stage lighting, like this one here, so stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3. They also have different lighting patterns depending upon what type of siren tone you're playing. So tone 1, tone 2, tone 3, tone 4. Not all vehicles will have that. A lot of them will just be fixed on either one stage of lighting or 3. Some will have the same light patterns for all siren tones. It depends upon how the XML file that we put into GTA 5 ELS Pack Default works. But in short, that is how you install an ELS vehicle for Grand Theft Auto 5. Now if we have a look compared to a vanilla police car here, not only does our car look a lot cooler, but if I activate the lights and sirens here, you can see how much better our vehicle looks. That is just the quality of ELS vehicles, or add-on vehicles as well. So ELS vehicles allow more customization with your light patterns and your sirens. Non-ELS, the light patterns are fixed to how the content creator writes the vehicle. But all in all, that is it. Now there's just one more thing to show you. How does it look in the dark? Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. Some really beautiful bright lights we've got going on here. And we just drive around. The rear lights look a bit brighter than they should be, but if we change the time forward a little bit, even no matter how the time is through the day, the lights will still remain fairly bright. And as we get through the day and into the evening, they will once again appear brighter at night. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wow. I'm going to pull over. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you go about installing an ELS replacement vehicle. Now, next time, we'll go through how to do ELS add-on and DLC vehicles. I was going to include it in this video, but it is a completely different process, so we'll get into that in a separate video. Well, once again, thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed and I've been able to help you out today. Stay safe, take care, and I'll speak to you all in my next video. Peace.